Gentlemen, I want to talk to you about something that most of us were never taught. Not by our fathers, not by school, and certainly not by doctors. It's about intimacy. Not the performance, not the mechanics, but the real human connection that keeps love alive, even in your 50s, 60s, or 70s. Now, I know this topic can make some men uncomfortable. Maybe you've been married for decades. Maybe you're dating again after years. Maybe you've quietly wondered if certain things have changed in your body or in hers. Let me tell you something from over 30 years of working with men. Intimacy doesn't retire. Passion doesn't expire. And most of what men believe about women's bodies, about fluids, scent, safety, or what's normal, is completely wrong. So today, I want to tell you the truth. The kind of truth that builds trust, deepens connection, and helps you become the kind of man every woman feels safe with. Confident, informed, and open. Before we start, do me a favor. Hit that like button if you believe that staying connected, passionate, and kind matters at every age. And tell me where you're watching from. I love seeing men across the world learning together. All right, gentlemen, let's talk about 5 truths most men never hear about intimacy, but every mature man should know. Section 1. The first truth. Female fluids are not dirty. Let's start with something simple but powerful. Many men secretly think vaginal fluids are strange or even unclean. It's one of those ideas we pick up when we're young and never question. But biologically, that couldn't be further from the truth. Female fluids are one of nature's most remarkable designs. They come from 3 main sources. The Bartholin's glands, which produce a silky lubricant to reduce friction. The Skeene glands, sometimes called the female prostate, which add more fluid during arousal. And the cervix, which provides protective mucus that keeps the environment balanced and healthy. These fluids aren't random. They're mostly water, amino acids, minerals, and enzymes, carefully made by the body to keep intimacy safe, reduce infection, and protect delicate tissue. When a man treats that as something gross, he's not just misunderstanding biology. He's sending a message of rejection. Emotionally, that small moment can make a woman feel shame, even if she hides it. But when you accept it, when you understand that these fluids are signals of health, trust, and readiness, something changes. Your partner feels safe. She relaxes. And that's when connection deepens. So here's the truth. Don't think of fluids as something to avoid. Think of them as the body's natural way of saying, "You're welcome here. This is safe. This is real." Section 2. The second truth. Taste and scent are natural, not flaws. Here's the biological answer. Variation is normal. A woman's scent and taste change with diet, hydration, hormones, and stress. When she eats fresh fruit, stays hydrated, and feels relaxed, her body naturally produces a lighter, fresher profile. When she's stressed, dehydrated, or drinking a lot of coffee or alcohol, it can become stronger or slightly bitter. Around ovulation, it's neutral. After menopause, it may become less abundant or slightly acidic, simply because estrogen levels drop. None of this means something is wrong. It's as normal as how no two men smell the same after a workout. But here's where most men make the mistake. They turn something normal into criticism. Gentlemen, your partner isn't a product to be reviewed. She's a person, constantly changing, just like you. When you replace judgment with curiosity and acceptance, she feels safe again. That emotional safety leads to deeper relaxation, more connection, and yes, better intimacy. And if something truly changes suddenly, if there's discomfort, irritation, or a strong, unpleasant odor, that's not a flaw, it's just a health signal. Common causes are mild bacterial imbalance or yeast, both easily treatable. The right response isn't shame or withdrawal. It's care. It's saying, let's check that out together. That's partnership. That's what real men do.
Section 3. The third truth. Safety builds trust, not distance. Now this one's critical. Let's talk about safety. Something most couples avoid because it feels unromantic. Here's the truth. In healthy, committed couples, intimacy, including oral contact, is biologically low risk. Those fluids are mostly water, enzymes, and protective compounds. But yes, just like any bodily fluid, they can carry infections such as chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes, or HIV. That doesn't mean you should fear intimacy. It means you should respect it. In long-term relationships, knowing each other's health status builds real freedom. If you're starting a new relationship, get tested together. That's not mistrust, that's maturity. You wouldn't drive a classic car without checking the brakes. You don't ignore your body either. When both partners know they're healthy, they can relax completely. No anxiety, no guessing. That's when passion grows stronger, not weaker. So the real mistake isn't risk, it's silence. Thinking no symptoms means no infection. Thinking safety ruins the moment. Gentlemen, it's the opposite. Safety builds trust, and trust is what keeps passion alive for decades. Section 4. The fourth truth. Acceptance is the strongest aphrodisiac. If you remember only one thing from today, let it be this. The most powerful performance enhancer on earth is acceptance. When a woman feels fully accepted, her body, her scent, her emotions, something unlocks in her brain. Her muscles relax, her arousal deepens, and her body begins to respond naturally again. Biologically, it's called the trust response. Emotionally, it's called connection. Most men think intimacy is about control or technique. But what really matters is how safe she feels with you. When you embrace every part of your partner, the way she changes, the way her body speaks, you send a message no pill can replace. I trust you. I see you. I love every part of you. That's not weakness. That's mastery. So here's your action plan, gentlemen. Simple, honest, effective. Have the health talk. Testing twice a year isn't paranoia, it's respect. Stay observant, not judgmental. If something seems different, talk about it. Encourage a shower together. Hydrate or see a doctor as a team. Practice acceptance daily. Remind yourself that her individuality is not imperfection, it's life. Because when you approach intimacy as care, not performance, you become the kind of man who brings comfort, safety, and passion into every room he walks into. And that's what real strength looks like after 50. Gentlemen, let me leave you with this. Your body changes, her body changes. That's life. But what never changes is the human need for connection. Intimacy doesn't fade unless you let fear, silence, or shame kill it. So stay curious, stay kind, talk openly, listen deeply, because every moment of trust you build makes the next one more powerful. You don't need pills to feel young again. You need presence, acceptance, and courage. If this message spoke to you, hit that like button so more men can hear what's been missing for decades. Subscribe to Healthhub and tell me in the comments, what's one thing about intimacy you wished you'd learned earlier in life? This is Dr. Thomas Carter, reminding you, passion doesn't retire, confidence doesn't fade, and connection never gets old.